Fuck. What's up, man? Let me take you for a little spin, man. Show you what it feel like.
I gotta go make these drop-offs.
Man, you think you're the only one out here working, B? Gotta make drop-offs too, B. Come on, man, get in, man. I ain't taking no for an answer, man.
Everybody, welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I brought my financial advisor on for today's topic. I'm gonna let him go ahead and introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Mike Leslie. It's my second time on the podcast. We had a great time the first time. Galvanized Financial, a financial education, financial literacy firm committed to increasing financial education to the underserved. So here I am again. What's going on?
Okay, it's all good. Tell how's that going? Tell me about that. What any news going on with you on that end?
Oh man, it's a lot going on right now. Right now we're moving the financial literacy into a lot of organizations just to increase, you know, uh, the proficiency of those populations. We're also working with other groups to, if they want to have a career or start a career in financial services, we have that curriculum as well. Um, Once they go through that curriculum, also trying to line them up to certain careers in financial services with a lot of the big name firms out there. So kind of two separate pieces, but both of them common goal is to just increase financial literacy.
Okay.
So it's
So
doing really well right now.
yeah, that's definitely um some great to offer to the people. So I'll make sure I leave all his contact information in the description of the video and the podcast. But the reason I invited you onto the show today is I don't know if it's just me, but cryptocurrency has seemed to been more and more prevalent, like in advertising and just certain things that the phone applications, the banking apps are offering. Um, just what is cryptocurrency?
Well, cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency is basically a digital asset. It's just money it's just money that you have your regular legal tender that you have in your pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's cash that you spend.
Right.
But this is basically currency that's just digital.
Mm-hmm.
It's a digital currency, a digital asset that hopefully you will be able to transfer for value. But that's one of the issues with it.
Okay. So we got crypto. Was it made by a specific person? Like when did it do you know? Like because I'm not even
Yes,
sure
yes.
like when it started.
Yeah, I did. Incidentally, I did a podcast on this on my podcast, the What We Don't Know podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I titled it the origin of cryptocurrency because to your point, a lot of people know that it's here,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of people really don't know how it arrived and how it all started.
Exactly.
It was a gentleman by the it was a gentleman. His last name is it was Satoshi Nakamoto was his name, and it was and he was one of the original founders with some others. You have what's called like the Winklevoss brothers that invested early in it, but
Mm-hmm.
basically it was a way to kind of you know you know put a basically a wrench in the side of the Federal Reserve in that they wanted to come up with a decentralized currency, a decentralized monetary asset that people could exchange that is free from things like inflation,
Mm-hmm.
rising interest rates, or manipulation of the currency by other countries. So in coming up with this, he created uh, Bitcoin and Bitcoin is very unique in that it's a finite amount of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost like a natural resource like gold. You know
Mm-hmm.
how gold, there's only a certain amount of it. Hence, since it reduces the supply, the demand increases. Something similar with this. So due to the fact that it's a finite amount, the value is very high because there's only a certain amount of it. And what makes it very different it actually has to go through a process called mining.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have to mine Bitcoin.
Right.
There are
With all
very
the CPUs and stuff.
sophisticated
And,
comp exactly. So
mm-hmm.
exactly that have to mine this.
Right.
And I think there's some stats out there that I think of all the Bitcoin that's out there, it's only about, maybe 4 or 5 uh billion or something that needs to be mined. And so that's what's that's basically the origin of it.
Okay. So it seems like you're well up on your history on the origin. Would you happen to know like how did the Bitcoin get its value? How did he make this billion Bitcoins, or how did it get its value? Like how did this Bitcoin in the computer become worth anything?
See, I've been watching Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So while it may seem like a phenomenon to a lot of people, it's been around for quite some time, and in that we've seen Bitcoin, rise and fall very low, and
Mm-hmm.
then come back again to unprecedented levels that you see now. Um, and that is, and your question is basically one of the issues.
Right.
It's not really tangible, right? It's not something that you can take your right now and say, hey, this is $5, I can go and buy um something with it.
Right.
It's there's really not a determined or evidence that there's real transfer of value of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a lot of hype. It's basically a lot of individuals buying it and it's speculation right now. Elon Musk came out and said, "Hey, I wouldn't throw all my money into it, but do you want to allocate a little bit of it just because?" Yeah, it's purely speculation at this point. I don't think anyone could, even though there are some significant people doubling down on it, like Elon Musk buying about 1.5, I think what, $1.5 billion in Bitcoin
Mm-hmm.
about a month ago. So, as long as that continues, you're going to see the price rise.
Okay. So talking about the
But,
price.
uh, you know,
My bad. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, just talking about the price and the value, and just for some clarification, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of things. I want to see, like, I saw a MasterCard commercial that had something to do with like they gave you a crypto card that was metal. And are there other types of cryptocurrencies, and how do you hold your cryptocurrency? Like, is there a crypto wallet? Do you have is all everything online? How do you hold and store your cryptocurrency safely with the hackers
Okay.
and all that stuff? Is that even a
Okay.
issue?
So a couple things. And by the way, I'm not holding myself out to be the consummate expert
Right, right.
on cryptocurrency, but
Hmm.
I've done my research and
Exactly.
and I've even invested in cryptocurrency, and I've been in the financial services game for about 20 years now. So I know a little bit. And
Exactly.
and one of the things I'm gonna say is just to answer a couple of things you said. Number one, the Mastercard.
Hmm.
Okay, so to my earlier point, a lot of companies are starting to double down on cryptocurrency as a form of currency in the future in some form of fashion. So you have Elon Musk putting that 1.5 billion in,
Hmm.
right? You have it's either 1.5 billion or 150 billion. I think it's 1.5.
Enough to be
We can
rich in
we can we
cryptocurrency.
can look it up. It's definitely a billion
Right.
plus, right? We're just talking right now. Don't we could check the data, but you have Mastercard also investing and looking at it as a reward. Whether it's cash back or accepting it in crypto, they have that crypto card that you mentioned.
Hmm.
BNY Mellon, one of the largest custodial banks, also has invested and doubled down and invested a lot of their money as an investment management bank into Bitcoin. So you have these huge institutions, not just me and you. You have huge institutions now
Hmm.
putting in, you know, investing hundreds of millions of dollars in the cryptocurrency. The issue that you do have though, and this is one thing I wanted to say that you have to be careful of, and while we're having this issue, because you mentioned the wallet and
Mm-hmm.
how to and yes, there are places to store your money in, but that is also an issue. If you put your money in a bank right now, it's usually what FDIC insured,
Mm-hmm.
right? Up to a certain amount, what $250,000 per account. So there is a level of insurance in case of federal default. There is no insurance in Bitcoin.
All right.
There you don't have that insurance. You don't have that level of protection. That's an issue, right? So yes, while your money can be stored in these companies, is it as safe? No, no.
Mm-hmm.
Things can happen. You mentioned are there other coins?
Right.
Absolutely. There's Bitcoin. There's Ethereum. There's Dogecoin, the coin Elon Musk tweeted about. There's Ripple, and
Mm-hmm.
Ripple had a huge issue. The SEC came in, you know, smacked them with I believe a $65 million lawsuit or something to that regard
Mm-hmm.
because they feel that they're not a currency. They feel that they're basically operate like a stock or an investment. So you have all these issues that while there is a case for crypto,
Mm-hmm.
while we do see the technology, we have all these great things, we have all these headwinds that you got to think about. Janet Yellen, are you familiar with Janet Yellen?
No, not at all.
Okay, so Janet Yellen has basically, thrown her hat in the ring. Janet Yellen is now basically President Biden. I was looking for that the article earlier, but Janet Yellen is basically the U.S. Treasury Secretary,
Mm-hmm.
and she is now in place under the Biden administration. Ne- And she is not really she's not pro crypto. She talks about crypto's misuse.
Mm-hmm.
She talks about, you know, that this is something that could be a ground for trafficking, illicit drug trafficking, money laundering, all these different types of things due to the lack of regulation. And then so now you have the U.S. Treasury Secretary basically, you know, having an issue with Bitcoin and not in full support of it. So you have all these issues. They can come in and just shut everything down, you
Right.
know? So you have all these issues that you have to look at. Again, I think it's a case for it. I think you should maybe have a little bit in it because it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, but you have issues.
Okay, and just touch on a little bit of what you said, like a couple of the issues that she has. That's like issues that we have now with dollars and coins. So I don't know how much fight she's gonna have in that. But we basically walked ourselves right into my next question, and that's just, could you see the cryptocurrency ever overtaking our physical dollar and coin now? And is that something that regular investors like me and my listeners and viewers should start looking into investing into now as well?
This is what I would say. That's a great question. Do I ever think it's going to fully overtake the dollar? That's tough. I could see it maybe being an addition to,
Mm-hmm.
but I just can't see, without there being some type of conversion for the Warren Buffetts of the world, for the Bill Gates. I can't see them just saying, "Hey,
Right.
I'm no longer this, billionaire." So there must be
Mm.
some conversion for
Right.
them, or something, or 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 complement to, right?
Right.
I don't know though. I don't think that it will ever
Well, just like
totally
you
take it
said,
away. At least not
Elon.
in our kids' lifetime.
Yeah, you said Elon banned it up. They probably getting prepared.
Yeah, he
It was
did.
just, it was just something I was thinking about, because writing the notes and doing the research, I was thinking, like, because I was wondering, like I said, I was seeing more ads about it and stuff like that, and just with the the climate of, with everything with the virus and stuff going on, and contactless payment, and not touching, transferring, you know what I'm saying, money and stuff like that. I wonder if that had anything to do with it as well. And what's your thoughts on that? Do you think maybe the virus is giving cryptocurrency a little bump?
You know, I don't know about the virus impacts as much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, that one, who- the virus has impacted a lot of things. Maybe if I sat and really thought about it, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure maybe I could think of how the virus has impacted cryptocurrency. But you know, right now, you know, I I just know that the demand is there. You see it going through the roof. Um, and you know, I just think people don't want to miss out. So you have what's called FOMO, which is the fear of missing out, and you have a lot of people just rushing to it. I think it's something that, again, if you're listening to this, if you're listening to this podcast and
Mm-hmm.
you're thinking about, you know, cryptocurrency, or you're thinking about maybe, all I would say is make sure your other house is in order, right? Do you have life insurance?
Right.
You know, do you have maybe some really good blue chip, strong stocks in your portfolio that pay maybe a dividend for your retirement, and for that you can pass on, and that can continue to grow in value as you age and get older. You know what I mean? And then maybe you start thinking about the sexy crypto, or the
Right.
sexy marijuana stock, or the sexy forex, or all those things. I would just make sure that your main house is in order before you even look at those things. And even when you do look at cryptocurrency, it's speculation.
Mm-hmm. And you had just said forex real quickly. Is forex and Bitcoin related in any way? And before you expand on that, do you think that cryptocurrency could just totally go away with legislation or anything? Do you think it'd be a type of fight like that, or you think it'd be hand in hand with what we have going on now?
I definitely think it could be a fight. You know, you have the U.S. Treasury Secretary, man. That's like, she's one of the most powerful positions in the U.S. government, especially when it comes to, you know, finance. So it could be a problem. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm just saying it's definitely a headwind. It's something. It's definitely a concern. Is all
Yeah.
I'm saying. I don't think you can stop this train. I think this train is already out the. This train is already out the station. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying it does have its issues. And if you're going to look at it, you look at it from purely a speculative point of view. You speculate on this. You don't invest with this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Makes sense, man.
There's a big difference between spec. It's a big difference between speculation and investment and investing, I should say. And no, there's no real. I can't say there's a real strong correlation between, or a strong comparison, or a strong similarity to forex and crypto. Two separate asset classes. Forex is just short for foreign exchange. So those are your pretty much, your currencies and things like that. So
Right, that's what I mean.
they're currencies, but not
Can
crypto.
you trade? Right, not crypto. Okay, that's what I meant. Because I know you was
Not
trading
crypto.
currency. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
trade
man.
currency, but not crypto.
That's what, man.
All right.
I always appreciate your time, man. I just wanted to get you on. Like I said, it was something that kept popping on in my head. And as soon as anything money popped in my head, you was the next thing that popped in. So I appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming on, man. Putting some fat on our heads, man.
Anytime, man. You know how we do it, man. Anytime you need me, just hit me up. I'm here.
Oh yeah, got to, man. As soon as something break that I'm like, I don't even know what they talking about. You definitely gonna hit you up, man. So definitely be looking out for my
Oh,
for me in the inbox.
oh, and the one thing I do want to say, I do have a website.
Oh
It's
yeah.
www.galvanizedfinancial.com. GALVANIZED financial.com. Join the community. There's a community tab on that website. It's somewhat new, and I'm
Mhm.
really going to start to build this community. I'm going to be, speaking out and reaching out to anyone that wants to, be in the community with me. And we're going to have some nice live sessions about finance and all different types of things.
Okay,
So,
okay,
hey,
cool.
if you're listening to this podcast, join the community.
Yeah, man. Y'all already know I'm going straight over there as soon as this over and going to sign up. So, like I said, man, thanks for coming on, man. Enjoy your evening until we talk again, man. Be cool.
All right, peace.
All right, man.